Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Rizzo here, and we are going to talk about nouns functioning as subjects today. We have previously talked about common nouns and proper nouns and compound nouns and possessive nouns, and we are going to look at all those nouns and how they function as a subject of a sentence. So this is page 6 in your grammar packet, and you want to go ahead and get it out so that we can get started. So the first thing we know we want to do is to read the paragraph and the examples, okay? So look, it says nouns and pronouns can function as the subject of a sentence. That really doesn't tell us what the subject actually is, though. So let's keep going. To decide if a word is the subject, ask who or what, followed by the verb. So that's pretty important, I think. So we're going to go ahead and highlight that. To decide if a word is the subject, ask who or what, and then followed by the verb. And then we know that the subject, it says right here, is generally a noun or a pronoun. The noun is called the simple subject. The simple subject usually precedes the verb, but not always. When precedes means comes before. So the subject usually comes before the verb, but not always. So I know that the subject of a sentence, I figured it out, is a noun or a pronoun that performs the action. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. The subject of a sentence is a noun or pronoun that performs the action. I also know to find the subject of the sentence, ask who or what did it. Go ahead and write those things down. The subject of a sentence is a noun or a pronoun that performs the action. And to find the subject, ask who or what did it. Okay, so when we look at the examples, we see it says Mary runs 5 miles a day. Who or what did it? Mary did it. Mary is underlined for us, okay? Mary, what did she do? She runs, right? That's our verb. We're not going to worry about that right now. Next one says the tall blonde runner is going to the Olympics. Who or what did it? Runner, okay? Again, we asked the question, we answered the question, that's our subject. The next one says a competition is always held in the spring. Who or what did it? Competition. It's right there. Okay? So, when you answer the question, you find the subject of the sentence. So let's look at our directions. Our directions say to underline the noun that is the subject in each sentence. So these are our directions right here. And we're going to do in the directions what it exactly tells us to do. Underline the noun that is the subject of the sentence. And we're going to do the first 5 together, and then I'm going to have you do 6 through 15 on your own. Okay? So let's look. Number 1 says Salvador went on a whale watching tour out of Half Moon Bay in California. Who or what did it? Salvador. Underline it. What type of a noun is Salvador? Is it a common noun, a proper noun, a compound noun, or a possessive noun? We know since it's the name of somebody specific, it is a proper noun. Okay? So I'm adding that step for you in there. Number 2 says the weather was cold and windy. Who or what did it? Weather. Okay? And is that common, proper? What is it? Common. Good. Number 3, the passengers on the boat waved goodbye. Who or what did it? Passengers, and that is what? Common. Number 4, the tour guide explained the migratory habits of gray whales. Who or what did it? Tour guide. In this context, that is tour guide all together, and what is that? It is compound. Okay? It is 2 words, 2 nouns that are different, that are put together to become one noun that has a whole new meaning. okay, we know that a tour is something that we take, right? We can take a tour of the chocolate factory or the tour of the historic district, right? And we know that a guide, like our grammar packet, is a guide for the grammar that we're going to do. But when we put it all together, tour guide is one new noun that is a person who goes ahead and helps us to explore something that we have never seen before. Okay? Number 5, the selected area for viewing was about 1 hour from shore. Who or what did it? Area. Okay? And what is that? It is common. Okay, so for 6 through 15, what's going to happen is I'm going to read it to you, and then you're going to have a question after each of these. You're going to have to identify the subject in each sentence. Okay? So number 6 says, the cold, rough winds made the trip rather uncomfortable. Who or what did it? Number 7, many people got seasick. Who or what did it? Number 8, after no sightings for 2 hours, the captain decided to return to shore. Who or what did it? Number 9, most people were terribly disappointed. Who or what did it? Number 10, the seasick people were not disappointed when they turned back toward the shore. Who or what did it? Number 11, suddenly 3 whales were spotted together. Who or what did it? Number 12, the immense mammals rose powerfully out of the water over and over. Who or what did it? Number 13, the tourists were mesmerized by their encounter. Who or what did it? Number 14, even the most seasick woman managed to get a good look. Who or what did it? Number 15, during the return to shore, the marine biologist talked very seriously about endangered species such as these. Who or what did it? So ladies and gentlemen, when you are done, make sure you go through, look at any questions you might have. Make sure you have labeled on your paper the subject of the sentence, you've underlined it, and you have labeled what it is, if it's common, proper, compound, or possessive. And make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you have highlighted and written down the 2 statements that I wrote down, okay? If you have any questions, make sure you ask. See you next time.